time, man. It's morning time. Good morning. Good morning. I didn't know what Oh man, good morning, good morning. Everybody come on in. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's good morning, good afternoon. It's good morning, good afternoon. Top of the mid-morning podcast. Top of the mid-morning podcast from an OG perspective, man. Get your butt on in here, man. Top of the mid-morning from an OG perspective, man. Come on in, man. Come on in. Back at it like a crack at it. Automatic like a Fomatic. Built from tragedy, made for static. It's your boy, Purpose of a Podcast. Back with the blast. In and out with a dash. 2025 won't last, so we're going to get this done. And 2025 is going. Man, it's almost gone, man. It's almost gone. How's everybody doing this morning, man? Woo! Squared up in the building. Squared up in the building. Squared up in the building. I'm talking squared up in the building. Squared up, man. I'm talking squared up in the building. Squared up, man. We're talking squared up in the building. Yeah, man, come on in here. Good morning, everybody, man. Yeah, man, we having a good old time. Live. Purpose of our podcast live with that good old Trump news. We won't give you the blues. We gonna do it to you till we end. We not gonna lose. Everybody come on in the podcast, man. Double tap, like, share, lick the like. Can we lick the like this morning, man? We were short on likes last time. I need everybody to go. It's free, man. LIKE equals FREE. It's free to hit the like, man. Double tap, like, share, subscribe to the Purpose Time Podcast with the blast and the dash real fast, man. We here, you here. It's not a problem, man. It's a brand new year. We're gonna talk about this Trump news, man. Hey, did you read my? I don't even know because it's a vertical. I don't know how many people read the description, but the description is fire. I'm going to go over the description, and then we're going to talk about, as I go over the description, we're going to talk about what we've been talking about. Some people could call it part 3, but I think it's better than part 3, man, because it's a prediction that came true. A lot of podcasters, man. See, I've been dealing with a lot of flack and a lot of pushback on my opinions over this release issue. And I said it would become a wedge issue. Astro, what's up, Astro? How you doing? First in the chat. Everybody give it up for Astro for being first in the chat. Thumbs up to you. Make sure you double tap, like, share, subscribe. Salute to you for being first in the chat. I said this would become a wedge issue. I said it's 2026 is right around the corner. I said this will become a wedge issue. Now it's becoming a campaign issue. And today we're going to educate the audience on why is it becoming a campaign issue. And this is what President Trump was saying all along. When President Trump put out his tweet, to some of you it may have been cryptic. It wasn't cryptic to me because he knew it was a tactic. We saw the same tactic during his last term. So now this has become what they call a wedge issue. Number one is political theater. We know what's political theater. Who is that? Salvadano is in the building. Marquette Jay is in the building. Jay is in the building. What's up, everybody? What did he say? What is your rapper name? DJ Food Stairs. Ha ha! That's a good one, man. We talking about Trump this morning, and double tap and like. Everybody give a like to Sabado because that was a good ass joke. I'm saying his name wrong. I don't know how to say your name. Sabado. Is that Saturday? Sabado. Yo, check this out though. We're talking about how this has become a wedge issue and how individuals how this issue has become an issue that divides individuals in the bottom of the party. It's already happening. We already seeing fractures and divisions within the Republican, not only the Republican Party, but then the MAGA base. Now, this is worthy of discussion because we got to discuss why this is happening. It's only been 6 months. We talked about this in part 2. It's only been 6 months in the presidency. We saw a huge coalition during the vote in November. 80 to 90% of Americans chose President Trump. Ever since that happened, the people who lost have been working diligently to malign the presidency of Donald Trump with everything that they could come up with. And now, finally, think about it. They tried to saddle Donald Trump with the Ukraine issue. Ukraine happened years ago. Donald Trump so-called friends with Putin. They're on terms negotiating. So you couldn't settle. It's only been 6 months. So as soon as he got into the White House, you know what they kept saying? Oh, Trump said he would have this solved before he became president. They didn't give him 1 day. Do you understand the Democratic strategy? Today we're going to talk about Democratic strategy, political advantageousness, and why they need to work harder to trick you. Why they need to work harder to trick you. But you need to understand that the number one, let's talk about math. This morning, let's talk about math. Jeffrey Epstein was convicted in 2019. So everything that's happening today, mathematically, by the numbers, can we just talk about it by the numbers? As I get into the political theater and how this has become a wedge issue and will be used in 2026, let's talk about it right now. 2019 is when the conviction took place, and then also the so-called video that came out about his so-called, suicide death, whatever took place during the Biden regime. So Biden took president in 2020, 2024, this in 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024. Do you understand what I'm saying? The entire term Biden was president. Everything you're asking for supposedly was there. Kamala Harris was the top cop in California. Kamala Harris is a DA. She is a district attorney, a lawyer, a prosecutor. She wears police garb. She's supposed to be for justice. So Kamala Harris and Biden for 4 years, so-called, had these documents. If these documents existed, why didn't Kamala Harris and Biden release them? Because they're not brand new. Again, I say to you by the numbers, Trump has only been president for 6 months. So are you saying to me that this list that you guys are crying about, that you want released, did it magically just appear? Was it just created in January? That's a real mathematical question for you. Everybody in tears. Oh, Trump, he won't give us the list. Oh, Trump won't give us the list. I can't trust him. Double tap, like, share, subscribe. Everybody in the building right now. 44 people watching, 7 likes. That's not enough likes. Double tap and like. Let's have this talk about math. Right now, mathematically, did the list that you guys are crying about, was it created today? Was it created in January? Because if it wasn't created today, if it wasn't created in January, and it existed before January, then tell me, where was your tears? I just want to know, where was your tears? Why weren't you crying in 2008? Why weren't you crying in 2019? Why weren't you crying the whole Biden administration? Double tap, like. We got 40 people watching, 50 people watching, not enough people hitting the like button. Tell me right now, if this list, 6 months, he dealing with Ukraine, he dealing with Israel, he dealing with Iran, he dealing with the big, beautiful bill. Do you understand why we're having this talk? Do you know why we're having it? Because the Democrats lost. The Democrats lost, and they don't want you to talk about the big, beautiful bill. They don't want, because Biden never got anything passed this big. Do you understand? Biden tried to get the Green New Deal passed. Biden couldn't get no legislation passed. Trump got signature major legislation, just like Obamacare. He basically repealed Obamacare in the first 6 months. Can we talk about productivity and be honest? It's not just the fact that the big, beautiful bill got passed. Let's not take out whether you like it or not. Can we talk about politically? I want to talk about math. I want to talk about the numbers. Let's just talk about the numbers. The big, beautiful bill was one of the largest legislation that's been passed in the past 10 years, and Trump got it done in 6 months. I don't care if you like Trump or you don't like Trump. This is why they want to talk about Epstein, because if you talk about the numbers, then you have to be honest about how powerful of a president he has been. You haven't seen this since Obama. When Obama was so politically fucking brave to go after Obamacare in his first term, when he had the votes Nobody thought Obama could get it done. Obama got Obamacare done in his first term, just like Trump. The biggest legislation you ever seen for some of you in your voting lives. Some of you, you weren't even alive when Obama passed that legislation. You've never seen a bill this big. So why are they talking about a nothing burger? I'm saying to you, if the Epstein list was not written today, listen to what I'm saying. If the Epstein list did not come out in January, do you hear what I'm saying? By the numbers, look at the calendar. If the Epstein list did not come out in January, if Epstein did not kill himself in January, please explain to me why you are crying today. Please explain to me why you have allowed this to turn you into a turncoat. Turncoats for votes. Everybody in the chat, hashtag right now, turncoats for votes. Turncoats, everybody, turncoats for votes. Turncoats for votes. Turncoat. Tucker is a turncoat. All you comedians are turncoats. It makes no sense to me because I didn't see you crying. I didn't see you whining. I didn't see you creating legislation to force Biden and Kamala to give up the Epstein list, because the Epstein list, this, number one, we're talking about a conspiracy. Does everyone understand that it's never been proven that this so-called thing exists? You see how the numbers, because YouTube doesn't even want you to say Epstein list. They don't like when I say it, but the numbers going to come back because we're keeping it fired up today. Who is this in the chat? So Gert said they tried to trip over Bull, but Trump even helped in South Africa, but the list is just a low. Thank you, Gert. Thank you. Shout out to Gert J. Morgan. You Democrats done not one damn thing for the last 4 years. You have to break. Thank you. Come on, Gert. Double tap like. I ain't enough likes. I don't have enough likes. I don't have enough likes. I'm feeling the love in the chat. If you don't know how to hit the like button, somebody teach them in the chat how to hit the like button. Trump is king. Okay, saying Obama. Who is this? Serve you your own crack. Let's go, Mr. Pastor. Shout out to Cran. We getting it done this morning. Who is that? So left wing, right wing, all the same bird. You not paying attention. You not paying attention. Double tap, hit the like. Listen to the numbers, bro. Listen to the numbers. Today, they got the Democrats. Think about if you're a Democrat and you're a Democrat and you believe in the Democratic Party. Jasmine Crockett argues with Marguerite Taylor Greene, but Jasmine Crockett didn't have nothing to say about the big, beautiful bill. AOC, they lost. Do you understand why we're having this talk? The political theater. The big, beautiful bill is trillions of dollars in legislation. The Democrats could not get any big legislation done. So to distract you from the fact that the Democrats are not productive, unable to produce results, your Jasmine Crockett's, your AOCs, they're unable to produce results. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? You need to hold your party accountable. And when they weren't able to block, stop, or change the big, beautiful bill, the biggest legislation in the last 10 years, they come up with a nothing burger. They come up with this list that is a conspiracy. And I say it existed pre-2025. And if it existed in 2024, why weren't the Dems, why weren't the people crying, begging Biden and Kamala to release this list? Because in theory, if the list exists, it existed when Biden was president. Do you guys understand this? Do you understand where Trump is coming from? That this is the same thing that happened in the last presidency. The Democrats are using this. The Democrats are making this up. It's a fake story that the Democrats are using to get momentum in the political arena for 2026 because they lost the big, beautiful bill. Can we have a talk this morning? Can we have a talk this morning? Can we talk about it this morning by the numbers? See, I'm not talking about whether or not the list is good. The list is bad. I'm not talking about whether or not you believe in this, you believe in that. I'm saying by the numbers, if you guys believe that a list existed, it existed pre-January 2025. Do you understand that? The list, if you believe, I don't believe it existed. It's a conspiracy theory. You can go right now to Politico. What's the name? Politico. Go to Politico right now. Let's not even play with our emotions. Let's be grown-ups. You can go to Politico right now, and it says it's a conspiracy theory. I need more likes. I need more likes because YouTube don't like when I talk about real stuff. You can see how the numbers keep going up and down because we dropping too much science, and you got to be careful about the words you use when you look like this. Well, you got this right here. So double tap and hit the like button, baby. Double tap and hit the like button, baby. Double tap, hit the like, share, and subscribe. You understand what I'm saying? So let me read you something. Let me read you something, just so I can back up what I'm talking about today. Democrats using those files for political gain. Yes, Democrats are actively, this is AI. Do you guys use AI? Do you use deep think? Do y'all want to see what AI says about this? Y'all see, this is AI. Yes, Democrats are using the controversy surrounding the handling of the client files for political gain and gaining pressure on the Trump administration and create division within the Republican Party. There's no dispute. There's no dispute. This is not me making this up. I'm not creating this story. I'm not, look, I may be the first one you heard say it because this is part 3. We got part 1, we got part Dukes. This is part 3. I told you that this will become a political wedge issue. So this morning, when I'm reading from AI, I'm reading from ChatGPT, I'm reading from Grok, I'm reading from Deep Think, I'm reading from whatever AI you want to call it. I ask AI, are the Dems using this as a political issue? And AI said yes. The Democrats are causing division. Like, listen, it's the Republican Party and there's MAGA. Do you understand? There's a MAGA coalition. There's a Republican. What we are seeing in the last couple weeks is the MAGA coalition is collapsing. And I want to discuss why and how the MAGA coalition is collapsing, becoming turncoats. The topic and the title today is Turncoats for Votes. Do you know the head of the Republicans, who is that guy in the Congress, is saying that now he wants these conspiracy things to be released? Why didn't you say that in 2024 or 2023? Do you see how outlandish and preposterous this is? What do you want to be released? If it was something to release, that means it was there 4 years. Can we get somebody being honest in the chat? Do you know that what you're saying is if something existed, it existed already for 4 years? So people who believe in the Trump presidency have to ask, why are you concerned today? Why are you crying today? To me, it seems like fake outrage. It seems like fake outrage because the list wasn't created in January. It wasn't created in January. It wasn't created today. It's been there for 4 years. If you believe it exists, I don't believe it exists. Wake up, America! Wake up, America! Who is that right there? Grandma Tina. Shout out to Grandma Tina. You asked a machine that was invented by humans. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my. Do you understand how AI works? So you don't. I asked a machine that was invented by, can we help her out? Let's help her out. Okay, this microphone was invented by humans. This cell phone was invented by humans. My Ferragamo with the turtle gold 1824 karat was invented by humans. The lights were invented by humans. The power. And do we want to go deeper? Do we want to? A heterosexual man brought the power, invented the light bulb, invented the microphone. Woo! Woo! My beautiful watch, Perfect Timing Podcast, was invented by a human man. Woo! Everything. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God for the humans. Thank God for creativity, innovation. Shit, goddamn, because we wouldn't be here if I was, because I was also created by a human. In case you didn't know, with your smart alecky comments, who else in the chat was created by a human? Because that's probably a robot, because she don't like things created by a human. Get the bots out the chat. Get the bots out the chat. Because I was created by a human. Thank God I was created by a human. Woo! Donald Trump, who's a turncoat? Everybody turncoat. Everybody, Tucker Carlson crying. Dave Smith crying. Tim Dillon crying. Turncoat, 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 turncoat. Double tap like 75 people liking, 22 likes. That's not enough likes. Let's have a discussion about math. Let's have a discussion about, let's read it again. Let's go back to AI, because people don't like when you back up with facts. When you back up your research with facts. I asked Grok, I asked ChatGPT, I asked DeepThink, are the Democrats using this Epstein files for political gain? Yes, Democrats are actively using the controversy surrounding the handling of the Jeffrey Epstein case files for political gain, aiming to pressure the Trump administration and create division within the Republican Party and the MAGA base. That is absolutely a fact. And it's working. It's working. It's working because people don't go with logic. See, this is what the Dems thought you, Mike Waltz, tampons on in the kids, in the boys' bathroom. See, they want you to go with your feelings. They thought you would vote for Kamala Harris based on emotion. See, they thought they could get you. They thought Beyonce could dance and Glorilla and Meg Thee Stallion shake their butt, and you say black woman as a president, and they thought they could get you emotionally. See, today what's happening is they want you to be emotional. They want you to think about kids. Jeffrey Epstein happened 20 years ago, but they want you to be emotional. They don't want you to lead with logic. So the Democrats lost the big, beautiful bill. The Democrats deserve to lose in 2026. Can we have a talk? Can we have a talk this morning? If you are a Democrat, you deserve to hold your party accountable for the big, beautiful bill. See, the Democrats deserve to get their butt kicked in 2026. So what can the Democrats do to help them in 2026? Because what's going to be the campaign in 2026? You guys lost. You lost the big, beautiful bill. If you believe the big, beautiful bill is taking away Medicaid and you think the big, beautiful bill is messing up your taxes, then how can you vote Democrat again? Because the Democrats let it happen, right? So how do they get you to vote Democrat again? Well, emotion. They want you to be emotional, right? So we can't talk about politics because we lost. Politically, we lost. And I deserve to get voted out as a Democrat in 2026 because I lost. By the numbers, Donald Trump and the Republicans passed the big, beautiful bill like it was easy, like it was butter. You have to hold the Democrats accountable. They didn't do anything. They didn't stop the vote. The big, beautiful bill went through the process like a Saturday morning cartoon. It's only a bill sitting on. He signed it on the 4th of July. It was beautiful. He signed it on the 4th of July, born on the 4th of July. The big, beautiful bill, born on the 4th of July. It's epic. It's movie. How can you compete with that, Democrats? Well, what you do is you go dig up a conspiracy and a nothing burger. Thank you for that. Thank you for that super chat. Jacoby Williams said, did Donald Trump bring up Epstein list first? Did promise the list? Did promise to release the list? That is actually not true. That is actually not true. And this is where Pam Bondi comes into the picture, right? Because the distraction is always in layers. Trump has never brought up this list. Trump has never made promises. How can he make promises, and why would he promise something that's not influential in your life? You know what's influential in your life? Whether or not you are under 26 and you got to go to war overseas. So Trump has been working on bringing peace peace to the globe. So if you under 26, you did, because they talked about a draft. Do you remember just 2 days ago, we were talking about a draft, and people in the chat under 26 could get drafted to go to the Ukraine or go to Israel or go to Iran. So Trump has been working on peace. Trump has never brought up this BS. He got too much to work on. He passed the big beautiful bill. That's enough right there. Trump only been president for 6 months. Let me remind everybody in the chat, he's only been president for 6 months. He has a 4-year term. So everything that we discussed today existed pre-Trump. This is the thing. This is why I want to talk about math today and bring in logic and not emotion. Do you understand? Everything we will discuss is a pre-Trump. There are no issues from 2025. There are no existential issues from 2025. Everything that you will hear on the news existed under Biden and got exasperated under the Democrats. The Democrats did nothing about the Ukraine. The Democrats did nothing about Israel going crazy all over the whole globe. The Democrats did not try to contain Israel at all. The Democrats did nothing about Iran. The Democrats did nothing about immigration. The Democrats gave out $15,000 food stamps. The Democrats rented hotels. Now think about this. All the money that was spent on hotels and food stamps, that stopped when Trump came in. No one's complaining. Why did we spend the money on hotels in the first place? If nobody right now is on the street homeless and cold, remember the Democrats, we got to spend millions on luxury hotels in New York. But wait a minute. Trump stopped the payment to the hotels. No one's freezing. Nobody's homeless. Why were we paying for hotels in New York? Can we have a real talk about real policy, real tax dollars, real issues? The Democrats spent billions of dollars on immigrants. They said they had to live in hotels. Oh, the babies, they're separating families. They're separating families. And they got you to be emotional again. Oh, the babies. Oh, the babies. Oh, go back home. That's what Trump said. That's what I voted for. Go back home. Oh, the babies. The babies. So the Democrats put the babies and the baby mamas in luxury hotels in New York. And you know how they kept making payments? They made you feel sorry for the babies. They not your babies. They not American babies. They not your babies. They not American babies, but they live in the high rise. You got to struggle to pay rent. And the Democrats said, put them babies in a New York hotel. Now you would think if that was so necessary, if it was so necessary to put them in that New York hotel, why don't we hear complaints in 2025 when we kick them out the hotel? Why ain't nobody? Because they still here. They still getting their food stamps. They still benefiting from America being idiots and being soft and having emotions. Oh, they separating the babies. They separating families. Do you know what separating families led to? Your tax dollars paying for hotels. Your tax dollars paying for detention centers. Billions of dollars. So you at home crying. You at home sad. You don't cry for your babies. You don't cry for American kids getting shot up in Chicago, school shootings, floods in Texas. No, you crying over immigrant babies. And because you agree with the Democrats, they put them in $1 million hotels. Let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about reality. Let's not talk about real numbers, real tax dollars. Let's not talk about what the Democrats did and didn't do. Let's not talk about Kamala Harris being a top cop. Remember Kamala Harris? Kamala Harris, AG, secretary. She was the attorney general. She was a district attorney. She was a prosecutor. And Jeffrey Epstein was arrested in 2020. So why didn't the Democrats put out this so-called information? I'm going to ask again, why didn't the Democrats put out this so-called information? I'm going to ask again, why didn't the Democrats? Because it didn't exist. If it existed for 4 years. Do you guys understand everybody today who wants to divide MAGA and divide the Republican Party over a list, an old list, and they want to say Trump is trying to dig up bones with Obama. Trump said Obama created this. Oh, well, who did create it? Has anybody this morning asked, This is my question this morning. No more. I need more likes. We need more likes. We got 223 people watching. That's a record for the channel. Thank you, everybody watching. 325. That's a record for the channel. Everybody, I need you to double tap, like, and subscribe. My name is Perfect. Now, answer me this question. If this thing existed, it existed since 2019. Do you guys understand why didn't the Democrats create? Because today, the Democrats are creating legislation. Because the Democrats are in it. They couldn't beat the big, beautiful bill. Isn't this funny? Isn't this funny? Let me read it. The Democrats are creating legislation. The Democrats are creating legislation today to get somebody to release the list, but they couldn't do anything. The Democrat demanding release. Democratic lawmakers introduced legislation and amendments to force a vote on releasing more documents relating to the case. For example, California Representative Ro Khanna introduced an amendment to the cryptocurrency bill that would compel Attorney General Pam Bondi to release the recorded records. This is what's going on. They didn't do that for the big, beautiful bill. That's your Democratic Party. If you a Democrat, you should be upset. If you a Democrat, you should be upset. So they didn't do nothing to stop the big, beautiful bill. They didn't do nothing. In 2026, you got to hold them accountable. The big, beautiful bill went through the House with no problems. But today, you got Ro Khanna trying to pass legislation. Where was you at? Where was you at last week? So now you want to pass a bill? You want to make an amendment to the cryptocurrency bill? Why weren't you doing politics? I'm not a Democrat. I'm asking the Democrats in the chat. Where was your party? All the Democrats. Where was your party? The Democrats are here now. The Democrats are here now. Oh, we got a conspiracy. There's a nothing burger because there's nothing at the end of this rainbow. Do you understand? The Democrats always show up when there's nothing. Nothing for you. There's nothing for you. Do you understand? They are playing with you. There's nothing for you at the end of this rainbow. There's nothing. There's no tax increase. The minimum wage doesn't go up. Your quality of life doesn't go up. There is nothing waiting for you. There's nothing at the end of this rainbow. But the big, beautiful bill did get passed. They are distracting you. They're lying to you. They are playing with you in your face. There is nothing at the end of this rainbow. There is nothing. Okay, what if they give you a list? How does that improve your life? How does that stop a draft? How does that quell the conflict in Israel, Iran, Ukraine, Russia? We got BRICS, Brexit. The world is coming apart, bro. We got global geopolitical issues that the president is responsible. He's still your president. Do you know what? Okay, what do you want him to focus? It's like dad. It's like being dad. What do you want me to do, son? What do you want me to focus on? Do you want me to pay the rent? Do you want me to keep the lights on? Or do you want me to fix your personal issues? Because you're going through puberty. You might have to go through puberty on your own because I got to keep these lights on. I got to pay the rent. Everybody in their feelings. Everybody emotional. Everybody going through puberty. Everybody having growing pain. I'm so sad. I'm so sad. Oh, he won't release it. Oh my God, I didn't vote for this. Oh, this ain't the Trump. I love you, Trump. I love you, but this ain't the Trump I'm voting for. This ain't the Trump I'm voting for. You sound like a baby. Get your life together, man. Don't let the Democrats play with your mind. The Democrats are playing with your mind. You should be upset. I'm upset. You should be upset the Democrats is playing with your emotions, man. We got 222 people watching, a record for the channel. I need more likes. We got to have at least 100 likes, y'all. We got 222 people. We need to double tap, like, share, and subscribe, man. Who was in the chat? 6 Cents Media's in the chat. Donald campaigned on it. Donald campaigned on it. Where did Donald campaign on it? Donald campaigned on it. Where did Donald campaign on it? Right at Davis. Mrs. Perfect Timing in the chat. Come on, man. We need more. We need 100 likes, man. Let's see who's in the chat today, man. Let's give some shout outs to everybody in the chat, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Oh man, the chat going crazy, man. 6 Sense Media, Kobe is in the chat. Chiefs, Seb, Jeef, Seb. I'm gonna put Seb. Should we put Seb on timeout? Heath, Jack, Dead and Fish, Heck Crack, Jacoby Williams, Stevie, Armar Deep, Diesel 1904. Democrat cities pay for Republican cities. Democrat cities pay for Republican cities. Democrat cities pay for who wants to move to San Francisco? He said Democrat cities pay for Republican cities. Who wants to move to San Francisco? Because I don't believe Democrat cities pay for Republican cities. Today we talking about turncoats. So Tucker Carlson, can we name a list of turncoats? Let's go down the list of turncoats. Let's go down the list and can we talk about it only took 6 months? Tucker Carlson said, I love Trump. I know Trump personally. Well, 6 months and one issue is all it took for Tucker Carlson to become a turncoat. Tucker Carlson a turncoat for votes. Tucker Carlson a turncoat for votes. Have y'all noticed that? Did y'all notice how quickly you traded on somebody you claim to love? Don't love me. Tucker Carlson, I don't want your love. I don't want no ice cream love. People like Tucker Carlson, I don't want you on my team. If all it takes is 6 months and one issue for you to get on stage and start crying about how much Trump let you down, you call me on the phone, Tucker Carlson the turncoat. You call me on the phone, Tucker Carlson the turncoat. Tucker Carlson going on a goddamn tour around the whole country. Dave Smith, a turncoat. Oh, what about all these liberal comedians? Jacoby Williams, thank you for the super chat. Kids weren't hurt and we needed justice for them now. Release the list, Trump. Okay. Thank you for the $5, Jacoby. Jacoby is saying release the list now. What list? Just like you, thank you for the $5. What list? Straight up. Because do you understand by the numbers? If a list exists, and according to Politico, it's a conspiracy, but if it existed back in 2019. It existed in 2020. It existed in 2021. It existed in 2022. I'm just getting started. Somebody stop him. It existed in 2023. Woo! It existed in 2024. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me put some facts in it. When was Jeffrey Epstein first arrested? Jacoby. When was Jeffrey Epstein first arrested? Jeffrey Epstein was first arrested and convicted in 2008. No. Dana said 2012. That's not true. But thank you, Dana. Shout out to you. Respect to you. The Buffalo. Epstein was first arrested in 2008. He was given a sweetheart deal by the Democrats. Okay, listen to this. Diddy was charged with federal crimes. Epstein was never charged with federal crimes. Epstein was charged with a state crime. Diddy was found guilty of the Mann Act as a John, which is typically a low-level local state crime. Jeffrey Epstein, he was reduced. They dropped him from federal charges to state charges in 2008, and they let him go home. He had to register, but the Democrats let Jeffrey Epstein go home. In 2009, Jeffrey Epstein walked free. Jeffrey Epstein was convicted and released in Florida by the Clinton, by a Clinton crony. Are you listening? A Clinton crony, AG related to the Clintons, let Jeffrey Epstein go home in 2009. Jeffrey Epstein was later convicted in 2019 from a probe that went back to 2002 and 2005. Are you listening? The only reason Jeffrey Epstein was able to be charged going back to 2002 and 2005 is because of Me Too laws signed by Governor Cuomo that extended the statute of limitations in New York to 20 years. Is this thing on? Is anybody listening? I'm giving you facts. I'm giving you facts because over 20 years, you should have been asking, thank you for the donation. I need more donation. We need 100 likes. We got 200 people, 245 people watching. We need more likes. Jeffrey Epstein arrested in 2008. He walks free in 2009. He's again prosecuted in 2019, convicted in 2019 for charges spanning back to 2002 and 2000. I've done my research. If you didn't notice, I know the numbers. I've done my research. The conviction in 2019, according to the research, spans back to 2002 and 2005. The act similar to the Diddy case, similar to the Diddy case, similar to the Diddy case. The accusations in the 2019 conviction go back to women back to 2002 and 2005. Did you know that? Did you know that? Did you know that? Because they let him go. They let him go. They let him go in 2009. And then they prosecuted him, which is almost double jeopardy for the same women, for the same women, for the same women, for the same. Don't that sound like R. Kelly? Don't that sound like Bill Cosby? Don't that sound like they do the same thing over? And let's leave those people out. Let's go back to Epstein and the facts. Just the facts. Just the facts, ma'am. Just the facts, ma'am. So going back to 2002 through 2005, according to the 2019 conviction. But wait a minute. You convicted him in 2008. So how can you bring up predicate acts? Is everybody listening? Because you should know this from the Diddy trial and the Young Thug YSL trial. You should know this. You should know this. You should know this. You should know this. How can you bring up predicate acts from 2002 and 2005 when there was a conviction in 2009? Again, back to this list. Back to this list. Hello? Has everybody paying attention to the numbers? Okay, somebody else again is saying release the list. There's nothing to hide. What list? What list? See, people just want to, it's only been 6 months, bro. Trump can't pull it out of his ass. Do you understand what I'm saying? Trump came, attorney here, the Buffalo said, attorney here, if you're convinced and do additional crimes, it is not double jeopardy by any stretch of the imagination. So the Buffalo is saying that he committed additional. We almost at 100 likes. Get that 100 likes, everybody. Double tap, hit the like, hit the share, hit the subscribe. He's saying if you do more acts, why? My argument is, Buffalo, why if a list existed and he did all these bad things, why did he have to get arrested again in 2019? If he just continued to do these things, who let him do it? Because who was president? Who had power? I'm scratching my head. Wait a minute. The Obamas and the Clintons were in the White House. And Biden was the vice president. This is getting spooky, you guys. This is getting spooky. So wait a minute. Everybody in the chat who wants to believe in this conspiracy theory, this whole time, while Jeffrey Epstein is committing more acts, according to Buffalo, Buffalo said Jeffrey Epstein committing acts. We all knew that. We knew that he was going around still doing dirt. So, but who was in power while Jeffrey Epstein was let free and allowed to go to that island? He had 4 jets. He never had a job. All this money, Wexler signed over everything to him. Who was in power? Who was in power? Who was the president? Who was the attorney general? Huh? So think about what you're saying. Jeffrey Epstein walked free in 2009. Who was the president from 2009 all the way up until now? Because you guys are mad in 2025. I'm going to tell you, Obama and Biden was his vice president. Isn't it funny that Biden ended up being president? So between Biden and Obama, that's 12 years in the White House. 12 years they had this information. Now, listen what I'm saying. 12 years, they knew Epstein was doing dirt. So who is the bad guy? The people who allow Epstein to hurt all these people, the people who had the opportunity to arrest Epstein who never did it, the people who potentially had possession of said list who never released it, or are the people in the chat right? The people in the chat. Listen, the people in the chat who say, come on, listen to what I'm saying. The people in the chat that say after 6 months in 2025 of a person who committed suicide almost 3 years ago, don't leave out that Jeffrey Epstein is dead, been dead for a couple years. And he didn't die during Trump presidency. Can we bring that back up? Jeffrey Epstein died during the Democrats. A lot of this happened under the Democrats. His death, I mean, come on, his proliferation. Who allowed? Jacoby said, I don't care if they are Democrats or Republicans. They need to be brought to justice. Bring out the list. Well, thank you, Jacoby. That means I'm doing my job. Everybody out there, double tap and hit the like button because I agree with you. Now, you might thought I might go a different way. I agree with you. That's what I voted for with Trump. Because to me, Trump is not really a Republican. Trump is a billionaire. I don't care if you're Republican. I don't care if you're Democrat. I don't care if you're black. I don't care if you're white. I love all Americans. This is what's beautiful about America. I believe Americans need to have unity. That's why a lot of us voted, a lot of black and brown people voted for Trump because we want unity in our country. Bro, I don't care, bro. Bro, I don't care what party. If you're a Democrat, I don't hate you. Most Republicans have logic. The Democrats say if you're a MAGA, they want to call you a terrorist. If you're a Republican, they want to put you in jail. I don't hate Democrats. To me, Democrats are Americans. I love all Americans. I want the Democrats to feel the same way about Republicans so that it's one country. It's one country. We got to have differences of opinion. Jacoby, did I kick you out? I said, thank you, Jacoby, and thank you for disagreeing. This is how it's supposed to work in the Congress. You're supposed to have Republicans and Democrats, and they're supposed to disagree, bro. We're supposed to disagree, debate, and argue, and come up with the best solution for the people. We're supposed to disagree, debate, argue, but the goal should always be the best solution for the people. Listen, Jacoby, not the best solution for the Republicans, not the best solution for the Democrats, the best solution for the entire country. See, this is what make America great again, is what I believe in. It doesn't say make Republicans great again. It doesn't say make white people great again. It says make America. America is all of us, bro. America is all of us. This is the sick, perverted part about demonizing MAGA. How can you demonize a moniker that is teaching Americans to love each other and want the best for each other? It don't say make a certain group better. Have anybody ever unpacked that logic behind why they hate MAGA? And how did MAGA get associated with white imperialism? MAGA says make America great again. It has nothing to do with white imperialism. It has nothing to do with being Republican. I don't understand that failure. Jacob said, no, you didn't kick me out. And I agree that everyone should come together to bring justice for the children. That's all I'm saying, man. And this whole justice for the children, it's a misnomer. The justice for the children is a misnomer, right? They say children again to pull on your heartstrings. They include children to separate and divide. Do you understand? They did this with R. Kelly. They did this with Bill Cosby. They include children to divide. David, what did David say? Let's see. He got a paragraph. I'll give you some. Let me give him some shine. David Slayer said, when we was great, I'll tell you, when it was great before we sold our interests overseas instead of keeping everything in house. That's what makes America great. I mean, bro, are you new here? David. David, that's a great emoji. You must be new here, bro. I broke down NAFTA. Man, go back, man. We already broke that down, man. Yes, bro. We agree. We agree on that, man. David, this is what I say to you, to the people who are new here, who agree with David. I said, do you remember when Walmart came to your town? Do you understand what Walmart did to wages? Because Walmart came to your town in recent years, in your lifetime. We all can remember the 90s when Walmart came to small towns and then small businesses went out of businesses, and all of a sudden, factories, plants that paid a pension and a living wage. In the South, a lot of people worked at Tyson. They worked at Big Old Tires. They made tires. They did chicken. They did beef. They did wheat. They worked in the coal mines. They worked in factories. They worked in plants. And they earned a living wage because factories were unionized. Plants were unionized because the workers did most of the work. Everything that comes out of the plant is created by the workers. So there were workers' unions in the South, in the Midwest, where Americans, hardworking, they went to church, they paid their taxes. We talking about white people too. Most of the middle America, these is white people. So let's have a real talk. Straight up, bro. There used to be jobs. And before the opiate crisis, when he said America was great, see, there were plants, there were factories that paid a living wage because workers organized and unionized, and they had a pension. But when Walmart came to town with Chinese low goods, see, Walmart brought cheap goods, but they would break overnight. That's why we got all this garbage in the ocean. So Walmart came to town with cheap labor and cheap goods, and those factories and those plants and those pensions went away. And if you look in the Midwest and the South, the number one employer in a lot of these small rural places is Walmart. And the median income is $12,000 a year. People are making $7 an hour. The wages have been stagnant for 15 years, again, under the Democrats. With the minimum wage federally is $7 an hour. Do you know when it stopped growing? The same time about this client list. 2009, when Obama took office, the minimum wage stopped growing and it never went up. Obama and the Clintons and the Democrats brought Walmart to your town. So instead of raising wages, they brought Walmart and cheap goods, expendable goods, disposable goods, everything disposable now. You could throw away the toaster, it's $5, buy another one. Throw away the current, it's $5, buy another one. Throw away the can opener, it's $5. Every year we go into Black Friday buying another toaster. We don't even think about the garbage and all of the stuff we're creating in the landfill because Walmart and the Chinese keep giving us cheap goods. Now, why do they keep giving us cheap goods? Because they need us to buy, hurry up and buy, hurry. But now you don't get a toaster made in America. My grandmother had a toaster made in America that stayed in the family for 50 freaking years, bro. My mama had my grandmother's toaster that was this big, chrome, and she hit my daddy with it and gave him a mark in the back of the head. Do you know how old and powerful the iron? My grandmama had an iron. Do you know we don't even use irons, but you iron your clothes when you go to church. My dad couldn't wear jeans to school, so he had to iron his pants in the morning. Do you know the iron that my grandmother had was this big, weighed 50 pounds, and could kill a man? You could kill somebody with that iron. And that iron got passed down to my mother. Walmart took over and made an iron that gets thrown away after 2 days. Walmart made an iron on $5 Friday, Black Friday. It's worth nothing. That's what happened to America. And now we want to change the tariffs. And what will happen? Americans will make irons, but yes, guess what? The iron may cost $100. The iron for a cheap one may cost $50, but the iron should last you a lifetime. You used to get a lifetime warranty from Sears. You buy an iron, it's going to last your whole lifetime. You can give it to your daughter when she gets married. The toaster, you could buy a toaster and you could give it to your daughter So are Americans ready? Because I'm getting old. What happens to me when I pass away and then everybody forgets about the knowledge that I'm sharing today? And no one wants to pay an American $100 for an iron. Everybody wants to go to Walmart. I'm not paying $100 for an iron. I'm not giving you $100. Who you think you're trying to rip me off? So you're gonna give the Chinese $20 every 2 days? So you won't give me $100 for an iron. That's gonna last you 20 years. But you're gonna give the Chinese $20 every 2 days. Do you know how quickly that $100 adds up? Why do you buy a new iPhone every year? Why do they make you buy another iPhone? iPhone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, fucking 16? iPhone fucking 16? And we supposed to be the smart people. We Americans, we supposed to be the smart ones. It just sounds like perverted to me. We supposed to be the smart ones. iPhone 16? Bro, are we getting hustled? At a certain point, I'm like, are you hustling me? You got to be hustling me. You're telling me, oh, this year we got 5 cameras on the back. Did you have that shit last year? When you gave me the iPhone 14, asshole, did you have the iPhone 16 in planning? Why couldn't you just freaking give me the 5 cameras when I bought the 14? Why are you making me buy the 16 when you created the 14 and the 16 at the same damn time? Remember what happened to iPhone 8? They said 7, 8, 9 because they jumped to iPhone 10. That's because they were making iPhone 7, 8, 9, and 10 all at the same damn time. At the same damn time. At the same damn time. Wait a minute. If you were making iPhone 7, 8, 9, 10 at the same time, why the frick are you selling me 4 different phones? Because you're an idiot, American. You're American idiots and you're buying it. We put this one in pink. We put this one in red. Why are you complaining? Are you broke? You must be broke. You must be broke. You're complaining about iPhone 16, the iPhone XL, the iPhone Pro. He's broke. He's a brokey. He's a brokey. He has iPhone 14. I don't want to date him. I don't want to date him. He has iPhone 14. I don't want to date him. He's a brokey. I have iPhone 16. I'm cool. I'm the coolest in the room. Oh, I have the iPhone 16 Pro. Oh, shit. Shit. I was cool until he came in with the iPhone 16 Pro. Now I got to go buy a new phone. I got to go buy a new phone. I got to go buy the iPhone 17 because I'm not cool anymore. Because they came out with an iPhone XL Pro. So now I'm not the coolest person in the room anymore. Come on, man. That's the telephone. Do you guys remember the telephone? We didn't always have the telephone. You could hit somebody with the telephone and knock them out. Made in America, Pac Bell. Made in America. None of us need this garbage. We don't. I remember headphones. You know how many times I buy headphones? I'm so tired because I work out. When I get done with this, I'm going to go work out. I buy so many headphones. Why don't they just make a pair of headphones that last? Why don't they make a pair of headphones that last? But you know, and this is the worst part. The headphones cost $300-400 for disposable. If I pay $300 or $400 for some Beats, they should last. I should get a warranty. They should last me 10 to 20 years. But you want me to buy another pair of $400 headphones. Who's the idiot, bro? Who's the idiot? I once made love to the bird. Oh man, the chat is going crazy. Every time I start talking about real stuff, we need 100 likes. Double tap, hit the like, hit the share, hit the subscribe. David Slayer said landline. Okay. You are so awesome and so right. You're so right and so funny. Well, I talk about this stuff a lot, bro. Nico James, I once made, come on, man. Mohammed said hi. Berlanger, are you a Trump supporter? Yes, obviously I'm a Trump supporter. Double tap like. She said we got almost at 100 likes, y'all. We got 125 watching, 93 likes. We need more likes, man. Come on, man. Everybody in the audience right now, if you haven't liked the show, like the show right now. Who is that? Gloria. Gloria said hi, Gloria. As you come in, Gloria, make sure you double tap the screen, hit the like, share, subscribe. Perfect Time Podcast with the Blast, man. We in it to win it. Today, we are discussing the Democratic strategy and the losing efforts of the Democrats. Can we be honest about why we're having a discussion and why everybody is emotional and why everybody is thinking with their heart and not with their minds? It's because the Democrats are losing 6 months and Trump has gotten done so much. The Democrats, they had the president, Sleepy Joe. Let's go, Bart. Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon. Now, is it my fault that you had Is it my fault that your leader was asleep? Can we have a talk? If he had cognitive decline and he couldn't run for president, when did that happen? If we all want to know what's something to cry about, I'll give you something to cry about. If Joe Biden mentally was not prepared to run for president, when did that first start? We asked Kamala Harris, she couldn't answer. She said Joe Biden was okay, but we know that's not true. Joe Biden was mentally, cognitively declining. So when did that start happening? And when it happened during the presidency, so who took over? Who was running the presidency? Then if we want to cry, Now, see, everybody today is mad because while Sleepy Brandon was not doing his job, nothing got done for 4 years. See, they don't have a big legislation. They don't have an Obamacare. The Biden presidency, Kamala, it was a nothing burger. They got nothing done in 4 years. They had the so-called list. They didn't release it. They could have made abortion a federal law. They didn't. They lost abortion. Think about what the Democrats have lost you. If you're a Democrat, you're a loser. If you're a Democrat, you're a loser. And let me tell you why you're a loser. They lost abortion. They lost affirmative action. Come on, let's talk about it. The Democrats lost abortion. They did. And Kamala Harris tried to make you emotional. Remember, Kamala Harris, again, tried to make you emotional about abortion. Remember, they wanted to win the presidency on abortion. Remember, they got you over again, the babies, the kids and the babies. It's always the same emotional heart. The kids and the baby, women, they don't love women. And the Republicans want to take away your rights, the women rights, the babies, the women. They thought that Kamala Harris thought that would do it, right? But what I said is, hey, Kamala, you've been in office for 4 years. Why didn't you guys bring up a bill? Today they got a bill. They want them to release a list, right? The Democrats created a bill. Why didn't they create a bill to make abortion a federal law? Kamala talked about it during the campaign. I said, why don't you do it, Kamala? Create a bill. Make it a bill. Make it a law. You're in power right now. Biden is the president. You're the vice president. Why are you blaming Trump for abortion when you're in the White House? See, this is the same thing with the Jeffrey Epstein list. Why are you blaming Trump for abortion when you're in the White House? Write a bill. Pass a bill. You're the president. If you want abortion to be a federal law, then you know what she did? This is what she did. She said, if you vote for me to be president, I will make abortion a federal law. You're president now! You're president now! Am I an idiot? Hello? Is this? Hold on. Maybe I need my headphones. Hello? Let me try it again. You're president now. You're president now. Hello? Oh my God. Everybody's an idiot. Lakers 24/7 said she was vice president. You're an idiot, bro. You're an idiot. You don't even understand how politics work. She can, even as a congressperson, you could bring forth legislation. As the vice president, she's the last vote in Congress. Did you know that? Did you know that? Did you know that? So there was nobody better suited to bring the legislation than the vice president, the first black woman vice president. Kamala Harris, it would have been a signature achievement for her. You don't understand politics, idiot. But that's why she promised to do it. She made it a campaign promise. Do you know how much piss in one hand, shit in the other? Do you know how much a campaign promise is worth? Do you know how much a campaign, instead of giving you actual results, this is what's wrong with the Democrats. This is why the Democrats can do this, because the Democrats are idiots. Instead of giving you actual results, it's because I'm saying to you, they were in power and did nothing. They were in power and did nothing. And instead of giving you actual results, she gave you a campaign promise. And somehow in your illogical mind, you get to hating Trump. They did nothing while in power. Instead, gave you a campaign promise, took away the democracy, took away the democratic process, took away the DNC, took away the Democratic Convention. You idiot probably don't even know what the Democratic Convention is for. You don't even realize what they stole from you as a citizen when they took away the DNC. They took away as Americans, we fight and die. We argue on this podcast over the democratic process, right? This is a democracy. They stole democracy when they said, I'm asking today, who gave permission? Who made the decision to not go to the convention? Who has that much power to say, Kamala Harris is going to be our candidate? Everybody shut up, get behind Kamala Harris, and we're not going to that's some king. They said Trump was a king, but that sounds like a king to me, because the convention is where we go for debate. The convention is where we go to debate and see who will be best for the party. And so who has the power to quiet that debate? Who has the power to stop that discussion? And this debate is supposed to be a public debate. The Democratic Convention is supposed to be a public debate where the public is invited to come and discuss and put up candidates. In theory, you as a regular citizen can go to the convention and be considered as a candidate for president if you have enough delegates. This is what's beautiful about the democratic process. Do you understand where you live? Do you understand where you live? Brad said 90 deals in 90 days. Woo! Let's go, Trump, baby! 90 deals in 90 days. The big, beautiful bill signed on the 4th of July. Hey, how happy, how beautiful was that? How the one big, beautiful bill signed on the 4th of July. How can you complain? Just the productivity. Biden got shit done. Trump got, in 6 months, the largest legislation, trillions of dollars, whether good or bad. See, we can't even have an honest talk in America. Whether good or bad, Trump has been the most productive president you've seen in 10 years. He has been the most productive, and he's 70 years old, and he's a billionaire. Can we have an honest talk? He's 70 years old, and he's a billionaire. He don't need to be in there. He got a Playboy wife and $1 billion. I'm going to tell you this. If I had a Playboy wife and $1 billion, I wouldn't be putting up with y'all shit. I'm going to tell you right now, if I had a Playboy wife and $1 billion, you can kiss my black bottom. You can kiss my black bottom. I would not put up with your stuff. All these idiots in the chat. All these idiots and Democrats, all emotional, devoid of logic, mathematics, and understanding. I do not compute. Just like Data, just like Spock, I cannot compute. You lack logic. You lack intelligence. You lack the ability to compute and process information mathematically. I gave you 2002, 2005, the first arrest in 2008. He walked free in 2009. That means he was free, proliferating on that island the whole time Obama was president. The whole time Obama and Hillary Clinton was in the White House. Did y'all forget? Remember the secret meeting that they had where Hillary Clinton wiggled her way into the White House? It was Obama, it was Hillary, and it was Biden. You almost forget. Because if they tell you, you start thinking, damn, it does sound like a mafia. It does sound like they controlling shit. It does sound like a mafia. It does sound like they controlling shit. I forgot Hillary Clinton was in the White House. I forgot. It was like fucking the truth. Like it was like the big three. It was the big three. Obama, Biden, and Hillary. And then Biden gets back. So after Obama, Hillary tried to become president, Trump won. They would have had power for 50 years, bro. Clinton was in office 8 years. Obama, 8 years. That's 16 years. Hillary Clinton gets in office. She wants another 8 years. Add another 8 to 16. What is that? 24 years. Do y'all know who's been controlling the country? And what's funny is they tried to tell you that Trump wanted to be king while they've been running the country for all this time. Clinton in president for 8 years. Obama president for 8 years. He installs his wife and his surrogate, Biden. What do I mean by his surrogate? Who helped the Clintons pass the crime bill? Who gave the famous, infamous speech that helped the Clintons pass the crime bill? It was Biden, and Biden was rewarded. It's a real mafia. Why aren't you crying about this? Why aren't you crying about who's really running shit? When Trump says Obama, Biden, and Hillary created this list and this conspiracy and this narrative, no one is actually thinking about who's been running the country, how much power they've had, how much time they've been in power. Clinton never went away. Clinton never went away. He got his wife in. When it became obvious that Hillary couldn't beat Obama, they had a backroom meeting and Hillary got her way into the White House. Biden was the vice president and Jeffrey Epstein was free those entire 8 years. Who was on his plane? Because Trump wasn't president and Trump wasn't on his plane during those years. Do you know who was on the plane? I don't want to say it because you guys are going to get mad at me. Do you know who was on the plane? See, the last picture that Trump has with Epstein is in the late 90s. So Epstein goes free in 2009. The whole time Obama's president, he's out there proliferating on that island. And also, who's on the plane? Who? Because everybody wants to say, oh, the list is not coming out because Trump. Who is on the plane? Who? I'm asking everybody in the chat. The whole Epstein goes free in 2009. For 8 years, he gets to do whatever he wants to do. He gets arrested again when Trump is president. But when the Democrats are in power, Epstein is free. Can anybody listen? Is this thing on? When the Democrats in power, Epstein is free to do what he wants to do. When Trump is in office, Epstein gets arrested. Okay, while Obama is president and Epstein is free, who's on the plane? Clinton is on the plane. Clinton, not Trump. But they got you crying today over a list, but not who actually was on the plane and on the island. Clinton was on the plane. That prince in Europe, another Democrat, was on the plane. On the island. Why are you mad at Trump? This is a legitimate question. Why are you mad at Trump? You just want to be mad. Why are you mad at Trump? Who was on the plane, bro? Clinton was on the plane. Obama was president. They let him go. They never arrested him again. They knew what he was doing. Not only that, but they flew on his plane after 2009. After 2009, Clinton still fucked with Jeffrey Epstein. After 2009, this is the truth. You don't have Trump associated with this guy after the conviction. I proved that in my last episode. You don't have Trump associated with this guy after the convention. But what you do have is the Democrats letting him go free. The Democrats never challenging him ever again. If he had to register for 8 years, listen to the math. So in 2009, he got to go free from Florida, but he had to register. He had to register on their list. Did y'all know that? So that means the entire 8 years Obama was president, somebody should have been checking on him. Do you understand what I'm saying? Real. This is real. This is the reality. He had to register in 2009. Why didn't they catch him? Because remember, somebody in the chat said he committed further predicate acts. Well, I'm asking, how could he commit more predicate acts after 09 if he had to register and the Clintons and the Obamas was president? They should have been checking, right? When you have to register on the list, people come knock on your door. Hey, you being a good boy? You being a good boy? You better be open up that island. What you doing on this island? You know you registered on the list. You know you were registered. Open up that closet. How old is that girl in there? Did that happen? Real talk, you guys. Did that happen? 8 years under Obama. Did they do their checks? Did they go to Epstein Island because they had the right? Do y'all understand what I'm saying? After 09, they had the legal right to check on him. Thank you. Epstein is a dead man. Epstein is dead. He's hanging out with Prince. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Andrew, question. They all want to throw out. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And he didn't die under President Trump, who's only been in office for 6 months. We just celebrated the first 100 days. Thank you. Who was that said 90 deals in 90 days? We just celebrated the first 100 days. He didn't die under Trump. Can we have a real talk? He didn't die under Trump. He didn't do any of his crimes under Trump. Hello, hello, hello. He didn't die under Trump. He didn't do under his crimes under Trump. He didn't get released under Trump. None of that. Why are you tripping today? It's a legitimate question. None of those things happen. And then on the other side of the game, what is happening today is that the big, beautiful bill was passed and signed into law on July 4th. And the Democrats are in trouble in 2026. Because if I'm a Democrat, and when you go campaign in 2026, if I am feeling pain, if my Medicaid got cut, I'm not going. Listen, everybody, everybody listen. Everybody listen. Listen, because I'm telling you why this is happening. In 2026, when you tell me to vote Democrat and I'm in pain, I'm not going to care about this damn list. Did you guys hear me? I'm talking to the Democrats. We going to laugh. Because I want the Democrats, when you need food stamps, when you need health care, when you need all that shit, I'm going to say, ask Jeffrey Epstein dead ass to give it to you. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say, tell Jeffrey Epstein to give it to you. In 2026, when the Democrats come around, I said there's nothing at the end of the rainbow. There's nothing at the end of the Epstein rainbow. There's nothing for you at the end of the Epstein rainbow. So in 2026, when your Medicaid, when your food stamps get hit, you better rejoice with the Epstein list. You better be bathing. You better be, your bathtub, your refrigerator better be filled up with client lists. You better make Epstein list sandwiches. And remember, going back to 2002, you should have been angry back in 2002, but you want to be angry in 2025. So I'm going to make you eat your words. In 2026, I'm going to make you eat your words, because what matters is legislation and policy. The Democrats don't have a leg to stand on. You want to stand on the Epstein client list? I'm going to make you eat your words, because you traded policy. Listen. I'm not yelling this time. I'm going to say it to you plain. To the Dems, you traded policy for feelings. Turncoats for votes. Turncoats, you traded policy for emotion. Jasmine Crockett hasn't given you anything. AOC hasn't given you one policy. Can you attach AOC's name to one piece of signature legislation? Because that's her job. I'm not being mean. That is her fucking job. Jasmine Crockett's name cannot be attached to one signature piece of legislation. And that is her fucking job. You had one job. You had one job, and you told me that you didn't know about the one big, beautiful bill. And on July 16th, after my president signs in the biggest legislation we didn't see in 10 years, you want me to be concerned about a nothing burger from 2002? I love kids. I love little girls, but that don't mean shit to me in the 2025 news cycle. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? I love kids. I love girls. I want people who hurt kids and girls to rot in fucking hell. But that does not mean shit to me in the 2025 news cycle when I got Iran, Israel, Russia escalating, Iran, what the fuck? Close the front door. And you want me to worry about 2002 and 2004 predicate acts because the 2019 conviction was based on predicate acts from 2002 and 2005 and nobody did nothing. The 2009 President Obama let him go free and never even checked the roll, never knocked on his door one time. He wasn't arrested again until 2019. So today in 2025, I don't want to hear that shit. You need to hold Jasmine Crockett accountable. You need to hold AOC accountable. And Jeffrey Epstein is not going to fill up your refrigerator. Jeffrey Epstein is not going to fill up your refrigerator. And AOC and Jasmine Crockett made you promises. They made you promises. DP37, kiss my ass. They made you promises and they have delivered nothing. So in 2026, they're going to ask for your vote again. They're going to ask for your vote. See, people don't see. That's why I say the Democrats are idiots. In 2026, they're going to ask for your vote again. All I'm saying is you need to ask them why. Why should I vote for you, Jasmine? Why should I vote for you, AOC? You've been getting your ass whooped. You didn't get the Epstein list. You lost the big, beautiful bill. Tell me, somebody in the chat, can you tell me why you would vote for a Democrat in 2025? I mean, the Epstein list is like, Epstein died years ago. Ghislaine Maxwell is in jail. There's nobody going to jail from the Epstein list. This is a nothing burger. There's nothing at the end of that rainbow. Why would you vote for a Democrat? They haven't done their job, bro. They haven't done their job, bro. They're giving you excuses, bro. Lisan said, I don't know much about politics. Okay, tell me, just because you don't care doesn't invalidate other people's thoughts. And no, you're being manipulated. Your thoughts are being manipulated. We live in an era of social media. That you know how many flavors of Mountain Dew there is? He thinks he said something smart. You're being manipulated. We're on a timeline. This is a vertical live. It's called the social media feed. You're being fed a narrative. Here on this podcast, I'm counter narrative. That's exactly what's happening, bro. You're being fed a narrative. You're responding to you're regurgitating what you've been fed. I am counter narrative. That's exactly what's happening. That's exactly what's happening. It's called political theater. And I'm giving you the meat and potatoes. The Democrats should be reelected for passing legislation or stopping legislation. That's their job. I'm saying to you, by the numbers, you hear what they said, 90 orders in 90 days. The big, beautiful bill passed. I'm saying to you, by the numbers, the Democrats have not earned their paycheck. Can you dispute that? Can you dispute that the Democrats have not earned their paycheck? You want to pay them more money? Think about it. You want to give Jasmine Crockett a job again? She failed you. You want to give AOC a job again? She failed you. If you hate Trump, think about if you hate me and you hate Trump, you need to get a better team. You need some new recruits, baby. You need a new starting lineup, baby. Because they ain't getting it done. Jasmine Crockett, hey, they not getting it done, baby. They got swatted by the big, beautiful bill. They not getting it done. If you hate Trump and you don't want no more Republican policies, I'm telling you, this Epstein thing ain't gonna work. You need some better politicians. That's just a fact. All right, everybody. All right, everybody. All right, everybody. Shout out to you, Pantheon. Shout out to you, Mike. Six Sense Media still in the 6 Sense. Amelia still in the building. Jay said, but you black. Ain't you supposed to vote blue no matter what? But your mama black. But your mama black. It's your mama black. Don't you supposed to be Democrat? Your mama black. You're supposed to love Obama and Kamala. Yeah, man, thank you for saying that, man. Thank you for saying that. But you're black. But you're black. How can he feel this way? He likes Trump? Is that a black guy who likes Trump? Oh my God, he's a sellout. All I've been doing is saying facts. I'm not glazing. I'm old. I'm not even that type of, my generation ain't even like that. All I'm doing is just giving the counter narrative. Can I show y'all again? I asked Google. Do y'all know I asked, come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Y'all, just so y'all know, I do research. I do research. I'm not blowing smoke. This is, I asked Google. I asked, look, are the Dems using the Epstein files as, oh, that's the wrong thing. But that's what I'm going to use anyway. Yes, the Democrats are using the Epstein files for political gain. Has become a subject. That ain't the one I was reading. Where's the one I was reading? Might be gone, but that's basically. Oh, here it is. 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 Yes, the Democrats are actively using the controversy surrounding the handling of the Jeffrey Epstein case files for political gain, aiming to pressure the Trump administration and create division within the Republican Party. Here, let's go. Here's the breakdown. Demanding the release of files. Democrat lawmakers are introducing legislation and amendments to force a vote on releasing more documents related to the Epstein case. For example, California Representative Ro Khanna introduced an amendment to a cryptocurrency bill that would compel Attorney General Pam Bondi to release Epstein-related records within 30 days. Just to let you know, he said, I need Google to think for me. No, that's not what, this is when people talk about y'all don't know how to use AI this and AI that. No, that's not what's going on, pimp. It's called research. It's called research. Because a lot of people just be talking. I want to verify my perspective. So I went to ChatGPT and they verified what I said. I already had this in my mind. I said, this looks like it's becoming a political wedge issue. And I said, are the Democrats using this as a political wedge issue? And ChatGPT said, yes, they are actively using it. They are actively using it. They even got legislation on the floor. All right, LeVar, Brad, Annie. Google what, Brad? Google what, Brad? So why does America do better under Democrats? Ask Google that. America don't do better under Democrats. Come on, man, you sleep, man. Did you hear my whole Walmart rant? You didn't hear my Walmart rant? Who sent the jobs overseas? The Democrats. Clinton sent the jobs to China, bro. That's why President Trump is doing the tariffs. We don't do better under the Democrats, and I could tell you why, but not today. But under the Democrats, the jobs went to China, factory jobs left, and Walmart came to your town. And ever since the Democrats have been in power, minimum wage has been stagnant. You don't do better. You're doing worse. You know, the last time you paid $5 a gallon for gas was under Obama. Every time the Democrats are in office, gas goes up. Under Obama, we were paying $5. I never paid that much in my life, and it never went back down. That happened under Obama. Under Biden, they came up with another reason for gas to go up to $8. You've never seen gas that high under a Republican. You've never seen gas that high under a Republican. It's like you want to eat the Soylent Green. Like from the movie, what's the movie? The Snowpiercer on the train. You guys want to eat the fake meat. You want to eat the fake meat. You know Clinton did NAFTA. You know Clinton and the Democrats sent the jobs to China. You know this. This is a fact. We don't have to argue that. You know the Democrats sent the jobs to China. You know that. You know that. You know the Democrats are the reason you don't have a pension. You don't have a union. You know that already. You know the Democrats are the reason why drugs and crack and gangs got proliferated in these inner cities. You know liberal policies is what proliferated drugs and gangs. You know this. Come on, man. What are you talking about? Chicago, New Orleans, New York. What's that? What's the city in Seattle or Washington that they had the Democratic, they wouldn't even let Trump come there. They had a section of the city where they were just killing people. The Democrats said it's a new part of the city. Where was that? Was that in Seattle or something like that? That's San Francisco, Oakland. I live in Northern California. You telling me life has been better for me under the Democratic regime when Democrats made shoplifting legal in California? I've been in a store. I told this story before. I've actually been in a Walmart where 20 people came in the store, shoplifted. It was terrifying because even they say, who's going to stop a bad guy? Somebody with a gun. If 20 people come into a store, one person with a gun is not stopping them. 20 people came into a store with masks, took what they wanted and left. It was jarring. It was a jarring event. So you at home watching it on the news is different than me being in the Walmart and 20 people running into the Walmart with masks, stealing, and then running out. It was terrifying. It was a jarring, terrifying event. I live in California. I live that life. That's my reality. You want to tell me that life is better under the Democrats, and you want to say some stupid shit about ask ChatGPT, I live in California. I live in Northern California under Democratic regime. San Francisco went to shit. Oakland went to shit. What are you talking about? Honestly. Google it. Chaz, that's the name. Chaz. Can we Google that, Brad? The troll mind, it's just too much. The trolls is just too much. You know, the idiots, I'm so happy Trump won and that these idiots, the air is being sucked out from the idiots. We needed Trump to win because these idiots, it's just too much. It's just too much. I live here. I live here. I was in a store where 20 people ran into the store. It's scary. That doesn't happen in the Republican. That don't happen in red states. I don't know what he wants me to Google, but I'm not going to give in to the troll because I know the reality that I live. Chaz, then Chop, thank you. Everybody's not a kid. That's what happens when we get enough people watching, we get enough numbers. He's one of them. Yes, he is. Game over. That's what happened. Thank you for hitting the like button. If everybody hit the like button, and if we get enough people watching, those idiots can't survive a chat full of intellectuals because everybody knows and sees the reality. And the idiot cannot live in a circle of, he'll leave the room. He'll leave if he can't troll you, if he can't get you to do the trolly thing that his little white mama who wiped his ass until he was 8 years old. See, they think everybody is their white mamas who wiped their ass until they was 8 years old. So that's why they want to troll, because they think they can get everybody to wipe their ass. Hey, mommy, I don't want to wipe my ass. Mommy, help me, please. I'm an 8-year-old little white boy, and I need you to wipe my ass. That's the troll mentality. Kyle, I call it Kyle pill. These Kyles who want their mommies to wipe their ass at 8 years old. So they come in the chat and troll and try to make a joke, but they won't deal with the reality. They won't deal with the reality. You know what the reality is? A billionaire had to save you. They won't talk about this for 20 years. The reality is a billionaire had to save you. You know how weak you are? A 70-year-old billionaire with a Playboy wife had to save you, because if it was not for this billionaire, this 70-year-old billionaire, this 70-year-old billionaire with a Playboy wife, you would have Kamala Harris, a fake black woman, a fake Democrat. She's not a Democrat. Did we never even talk about the fact that Kamala Harris is not, shh, don't tell nobody. She's not a Democrat. Shh, don't tell nobody. Shh. Attorney General, she's a cop, a prosecutor. She put mothers in jail for kids being late to school. She don't have no Democratic policy to stand on. She's a Republican. Her whole family, just her makeup is conservative and Republican. Kamala not no Democrat. When I say fake black, I mean like Obama, fake black. I mean like your daddy is from Africa and your mama is white. What in the hell makes you black like me? Your mama is white. You talk about your grandmama being white. Your grandmama being white and running a bank, and your daddy is African from Kenya. How in the hell is Obama black? Kamala Harris is Indian. The Indian people was pissed off. She fell out of a coconut tree. Indian and Jamaican. How the hell is that black? That's what I mean. Clown. A billionaire had to save this idiot. Because if it wasn't for a billionaire, Kamala Harris and Tim, I can't even say it, man. Can you believe it, bro? Can you believe it? They tried to give you, man, Waltz. If Waltz would have became vice president, potentially Waltz, feckless, impotent, would have tried to run for president. You know, I think Russia would have took over. China. Okay, what if Kamala got sick and Waltz was the president? Oh my God. Who wants Waltz? Oh man. See, they don't even live in the reality, bro. They don't live in the real reality, bro. Come on, man. Kamala and Waltz, bro. Waltz potentially president during this type of geopolitical atmosphere. This dude cracked under pressure just from the campaign. Imagine him being forced to deal with the geopolitical issues that Trump is. See, Trump is a billionaire, ordered the deal. Trump is a billionaire. He's been dealing with big money, big power, big wins, big losses. He knows how to be the bad guy. He knows how to make the big decision. He knows how to make the hard decision. Fire, sir, we have 200 people that's in Fire 1,000. That's one of my favorite movies. Who liked that movie? What was that? The Fifth Element. Remember The Fifth Element? The Fifth Element. He come up to him, sir, they said we need to lay off 200 people. He said, Fire 1,000. Fire 1,000. But sir, 200 will be enough. And he looked at him. Fire 1,000. Lilu, bada boom, big, bada big, boom, big boom, bada big boom, big, bada big boom. big, bada big boom. Fire 1,000. Fire 1,000. Art of the deal. And Art filed bankruptcy 6 times and still a billionaire. You shouldn't go into business. All right. I got to go work out. It's been a great day. 129 likes. I think we got over 300 people watching for the first time. We had over 300 people watching for the first time. Woo! Woo! Over 300 people watching for the first time. Like, share, subscribe, donate. David Slayers, shout out to you, man. Jacoby, thank you for the super chat. I got 2 super chats, I think. Thank you to the super chat. Thank you for the viewers. Thank you for the subscribers. Please stop using AI to fact check. And he said, no. It's like the Wicked Witch. It's like the Wicked Witch, you pour water on the Wicked Witch. No, I'm melting. He got 300 viewers. No, it's like when Trump won. Remember when Trump won the presidency? She was at home crying. She made a TikTok. I can't believe Trump. I don't know what's gonna happen to me. I don't know. With the blue hair, she had blue hair in her face. We couldn't even see the fucking person. You got crying on the goddamn TikTok, blue hair in the face. I don't know what's gonna happen to me. Trump won. No one loves me. No one cares. You voted for Trump. Fuck you. I'm melting. They voted for Trump. Oh, my blue hair. My precious blue hair. Oh, my blue hair. I gotta dye my blue hair. Cause they voted for Trump. I like wearing my blue hair to work. Wait a minute, I work from home. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot why I was crying. Oh, shit. I like wearing my blue hair to work. Wait a minute, I work from home. Oh, I forgot why I was crying. Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck Trump. She made that video. She made Annie. You know you made that video. Annie, don't lie. Annie, don't lie. You know you made that video. You know you was crying. You know you woke up in the morning in January. And that, what was it, November? She woke up. It was a cold day. It was a cold day in November. I remember it like it was yesterday. The eerie sun and the clouds cast over the sky. The morning mist came into my eye and I began to cry. And I said to myself, oh no, Trump is president. Oh. I'm celebrating. Why you can't be happy for me, Annie? Annie, why you can't be happy for me? Why you can't be happy for me? I got 300 people. I work hard. Why you can't be happy for me? Trump got 80-90% of the vote. You don't want him to be your president. I don't understand. And what we gotta do? What gotta do? What I gotta do? You don't want me to research on AI. You don't want me to be successful. What, you want me to go be some type of black hip hopper? People said earlier, do you rap? Do you want me to rap for you, Annie? Is that what you want? You want me to dance? What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? What do you want from me? Look it up on Google. Can we make that part of the podcast? We gonna tease Brad. From now on, Brad, we gonna tease you. Cause that's what we gonna do. Yeah, Google it. Hashtag Google it. We're gonna make that part of the podcast. Every time we see Brad, because Brad is gonna come back and Brad is gonna say something intelligent. When Brad comes back and he says something intelligent, we're gonna say, Google it, Brad. We're gonna say, Google it, Brad. We're gonna say, Google me, baby. Can you Google me, baby? Google me, baby. Google me, baby. I'm trying to celebrate my 300. I'm celebrating my 300 and you can't celebrate with me. Can you just say congratulations, perfect? Can you just say congratulations, perfect? Congratulations, perfect. Hey, he said hashtag Google it right alongside. Thank you for that, right alongside. Google it. I'm celebrating my 300. Can you just say congratulations, perfect? You work hard. You create a good podcast. It's entertaining. I'm not Tucker Carlson. I'm not MSNBC. I don't have to be held to the same standard as a journalist. Thank you. Sandra said congratulations. Brad said congrats, homie. Thank you. Can we Google it? David says purpley down. Congratulations, perfect. Thank you, David. You know, that's all. That's all. Congrats, bro. You shouldn't just use gut feeling. You should have just used gut feelings. Right. I should just go on my gut. You know, that's how you become a billionaire. You don't research. You don't check out analytics. You don't do perspectives. You don't create a business plan. God forbid I use a pen and a paper. I'm old. I'm old. God forbid I write down ideas, take notes, and think of what I'm going to say to you before I come here. God forbid I do homework. God forbid I actually research the topic I'm going to be talking about that day. God forbid I actually read. You know, read, you know, not just listen to people on TV tell me information, but actually read and read counter narrative, read from both sides, I don't know, maybe. maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong for reading. I shouldn't be reading. When they say don't check AI, I have to read, right? With AI, AI doesn't talk. I have to read. I have to think about what I'm going to ask. I have to type. I have to read, type, think, process information. And I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't read and process. Maybe I shouldn't read. I don't know. Maybe I should just listen to people who talk, political talking heads like Dave Smith and Tim Dillon, Joe Rogan, hack comedians. Imagine if I got all my news from hack comedians and I never read. Imagine if the only way I had information is what I heard verbally from someone who's supposed to tell fucking jokes. Imagine if I never read anything. On my channel, I read The Big Beautiful Bill. We read it. We read Project 2025. We read it. When Biden put out the Green New Deal, we read it. When abortion in the Supreme Court, we read the decision. What Clarence Thomas wrote, I explained to my audience that what actually happened is abortion didn't get obliterated. It got sent back to the states because the Supreme Court doesn't create law. We read the decision. We read the Supreme Court decision because people were crying again. People were emotional in their feelings. And no one read the actual decision and why the court was forced to vote the way they were forced to vote. It's because, like the Big Beautiful Bill, the Supreme Court doesn't create law. And what the Democrats tried to do is circumvent the democratic process and get the Supreme Court to create a quasi-law. And that is not what the Supreme Court is here for. So it got sent back down to the states. But if you never read the actual ruling, you wouldn't know that. You would listen to Democratic talking heads and you would cry and you would think Trump hates women. That's what you would do if you didn't read. If you didn't read, I said Clarence Thomas, as an actual black American Negro, should go down as one of the greatest black lawyers and justices in American history. Clarence Thomas was born during Jim Crow. He experienced real racism. He worked his way up the ladder. He was going to be a preacher and a priest. He went to seminary. He went to college. He went through like an inquisition to become Supreme Court justice. And then he wrote one of the most pivotal decisions, taking down Roe versus Wade. And because of feelings and all of this social media shit, black men are not allowed to say Clarence Thomas is a great American and a great Supreme Court justice and a great lawyer, a great father, and a great husband. Because of Anita Hill, similar to Jeffrey Epstein, I have to hate Clarence Thomas. Do you guys understand what's really happening in America? I have to hate Clarence Thomas because of Anita Hill. Fuck her. I have to throw away everything Clarence Thomas has ever accomplished. How did they do that, bro? How did they demonize Clarence Thomas? It's just like Trump, a very productive black man, but black boys can't champion Clarence Thomas. Why? According to who? You sensitive assholes in the chat? You Democratic liberal babies in the chat who don't read? Why can't I champion Clarence Thomas? Instead, little black boys look up to Michael Jordan. Little black boys look up to Jay-Z. Little black boys grow up wanting to be rappers and gangsters, not lawyers, not politicians, not Supreme Court justices. They don't understand the power that a Clarence Thomas has. Lifetime appointment. An American Negro from the Negro South who dealt with real racism. He made it through real racism, real discrimination, real Jim Crow to become the Supreme Court justice. We don't champion Clarence Thomas. His daddy ain't from Kenya. His mama ain't white. He grew up in the Negro South. His grandfather raised him because his daddy wasn't there. He had it hard, but his grandfather was a disciplinarian and a spiritual, godly man. That's why Clarence Thomas went to seminary, because he wanted to make his grandfather proud, because his grandfather took over the responsibility for an absent father. So he wanted to be in seminary to make his grandfather proud. Why don't you know the story of Clarence Thomas? Why is the only thing you know about Clarence Thomas is the... All right, I'm going to go. You guys are not. I'm going to go. Shout out to Clarence Thomas. I want to say a prayer. I pray a covering over Clarence Thomas and his family. Thank you for your hard work. Lloyd said, I happen to be a conservative Christian Republican and can't support or defend someone who blatantly flaunts the law and wants ultimate power to rule the country as a king, regardless of the U.S. We're talking about Clarence Thomas. Thank you for that comment, though. I remember seeing you in my chat before, Lloyd. Thank you for coming back. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe. And I want to talk to you about that next time. Tony said, shout out to Clarence Thomas. Why can't black boys look up to Frederick Douglass? Ooh. I like that. Come on. I like that. I like that. You know, it's only 300 jobs in the NBA. It's only 300 jobs in the NBA. Everybody can't play in the NBA. Everybody can't play in the NFL. Could be a lawyer. Rondo just got put on timeout because he thought that this was his show. Rondo in the chat telling everybody to look up this and look up that. This ain't your show. This ain't your narrative. If you want people to go look up certain things, let me tell you what to do. You need to go create a YouTube channel. You need to go create a YouTube channel and be as captivating and compelling as me. And then you go get people to look up what you want them to look up. But while we on my channel, we going to do what I want to do. Homeboy, everybody in the chat, go look up. You go. Everybody in the chat, you go walk your ass over there with them. You go with them. You go with them. I wish they had more black coaches in the NFL. Me too. We talked about that. We talked about is it the Rodney rule, the Rudy rule? Somebody in the chat. This is 13 Souls said, I wish we had more black coaches in the NFL. What was that rule? The Rodney rule? What's the rule with the NFL with the black coaches where they said that all they had to do was interview a black coach? And then there's a class action lawsuit from the coach of the Cleveland Browns. This is relevant because I did the story on Deshaun Watson and Tony Busby over prosecution of Deshaun Watson. Did you know after Deshaun Watson left Texas and went to Cleveland, Tony Busby followed him and followed subsequently 19 civil suits? Deshaun Watson was found innocent by 2 grand juries. Tony Busby went after Deshaun Watson for 19 suits and sent numerous letters to the NFL and the Cleveland Browns threatening Deshaun Watson with lawsuit and litigation and with incarceration. So when you saw Deshaun Watson not performing well in Cleveland, no one knew what was going on in the background, but it was all connected to that Diddy trial and how that Southern District in New York and how the Me Too laws have been racially applied to disproportionately to black men. So Tony Busby, I knew about Tony Busby. I knew Tony Busby was going to fall flat because Tony Busby lost with Deshaun Watson. He got Deshaun, he tried the same thing he did with Diddy with Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson beat 2 grand juries. I thought Deshaun Watson went to Cleveland, got $200 million, and then he became a bad quarterback. No, Tony Busby followed Deshaun Watson to Cleveland. Deshaun Watson, after his innocence, paid out almost 19 civil suits. Something like 17 million, 20 million. Tony Busby been milking. That's why he hasn't been able to play and focus on the game. Did y'all know that? It's called the Rodney rule, the Rooney rule. Somebody said Rooney rule. That's what it is, the Rooney rule. So all NFL teams had to do was interview a black person, and then that satisfied the requirement. That's why you don't have black coaches. And then when they had the black coach, the reason I bring up Cleveland, because they were paying the black coaches to lose. The class action lawsuit says that everybody crying about what to be upset about in the world. There's a lot to be upset about. That the NFL colluded to pay black coaches and force black coaches to perform poorly so they would not have to deal with this whole question of why don't we have more black coaches. They created a narrative. And you guys don't understand how this worked? They created a narrative for the news for you to buy into. So we're going to hire a black coach. We're going to make him lose and then create a narrative around black coaches not having the ability to be successful in the NFL. That gives us an excuse not to hire black coaches. I am pro-black equal rights, but no DEI. Yeah, I don't believe in DEI either because DEI didn't address this issue. If you notice, the whole time we had DEI, you didn't get more black coaches. Okay. DEI was created by Obama to help the LGBTQ community get more jobs and get promoted into higher places. DEI didn't have anything to do with black heterosexual men. In America, white men and black men have lost out in the job market. Black men have a hard time getting hired because the way millennials and LGBTQ view black men. We have become demonized, right, in the eyes of those individuals. White men find it almost impossible to get promoted or hired because with the Trump demonization, it also has trickled over to white men. So white men, despite their social economical status, are seen as mini Trumps, that they want power, that they want money, that they'll grab you by the pussy. So white men and black men, heterosexuals, have suffered under the last 12 years of Democratic presidency and regime. That's why 80 to 90% of Americans voted for Trump. And white men and black men got to work out their issues because the feminists and LGBTQ would see us both under a freeway or in a jail cell together. And why white men and black men fight, the feminists and the LGBTQ are taking power. What I am so proud about is that white men and black men came together and voted for Trump and understood that our concerns are aligned. See, if Kamala Harris would have become president, Donald Trump would have went to jail for a misdemeanor. Don't forget, Donald Trump was found guilty of 36 felonies by the Southern District of New York. And if Kamala Harris would have become president, they would have put Donald Trump in prison. Those 1,500 men from January 6th, those fathers, those husbands would still be incarcerated away from their families without the ability to pay their rent, pay their taxes, and take care of their loved ones. Think about what I'm saying to you. If Kamala Harris would have become president, then Fannie Willis would have been on a trajectory to be governor. Stacey Abrams would have been governor of Georgia, and we would have Fannie Willis on a national stage. We would have Jasmine Crockett going to the next level. We would have, do you understand the picture I'm painting for you? The DA in New York, that black woman who wanted to get Trump, who's now being prosecuted because she lied about her apartment complex, she would be moving forward. The female governor in New York who stole the governor house from Cuomo, she would be advancing. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? There would be a female regime that would make sure life was horrible for your son. Kamala Harris, Fannie Willis, Jasmine Crockett, AOC, governor of New York, the district attorney from New York, the super mayor in Chicago, all of these females who had went crazy with power during the Democratic regime would have been emboldened. Do you understand? Fannie Willis overcharged. Kamala Harris invited Fannie Willis to the White House. Do you guys remember that? Kamala Harris invited Fannie Willis to the White House. Do you realize they were setting up something? They were preparing something. If Kamala Harris gets in the White House, then everybody I mentioned is in the White House. Fannie Willis in the White House. Stacey Abrams in the White House. AOC in the White House. Jasmine Crockett in the White House. Do you guys understand what we avoided? Do you understand what we avoided? Because Trump won, he's not in prison. Trump was found guilty by the same court that Diddy was charged for 36 felonies, bro. Trump was found guilty of 36 felonies, bro. If Kamala Harris wins, Trump goes to prison for a long time. They shot him in the ear. Fannie Willis lost the RICO. The Southern District of New York lost the RICO against Diddy. They wasted money. Do you realize if Kamala Harris was president, do you think they would have lost those cases? Young Thug and Diddy and Trump all would be in prison, and they would be going after more heads. Right now, Fannie Willis has a new RICO against another rapper. Not Mexican cartel. We know in Atlanta who's controlling the drugs in Atlanta. The Mexican cartel. In Los Angeles, who's controlling the drugs in Los Angeles? The Mexican cartel. But the RICO in Los Angeles was for 60 Crips. You guys remember Big U? They just did a RICO in Los Angeles. Nobody Mexican. All this illegal marijuana, all these illegal drugs in Southern California, the RICO is for all black men. In Atlanta, Fannie Willis does a RICO, 60 people, all black men. Crime doesn't go down, drugs doesn't stop because she's not indicting anyone who, black female mayor in Los Angeles. Black female mayor in Los Angeles. But no one's being indicted for what is actually causing the crime. Do you know why they protested in Los Angeles? Donald Trump, DOJ, went to Los Angeles to raid illegal businesses that front for the cartel. The goal was to cripple the cartel's ability to proliferate drugs and gangs in our country. It wasn't even about immigration. Did you guys know that? It wasn't even about immigration. Just like with the Epstein list, the Democrats created a narrative to make you sad and say Trump is in Los Angeles about immigration. Trump's DOJ called the Los Angeles mayor Thursday before the raid and told her who they were going to raid. She said no because it would cause problems, not because they were innocent. The Los Angeles mayor tried to protect criminals, but they were Mexican. She didn't try to protect the black Crips who got indicted. She wanted you not to arrest the Mexicans who were committing crimes. And then the story came out that Trump is in LA going after kids and families. But I did a story showing you that no, we told the mayor that we're going to raid these stores, these certain sweatshops that we all know exist, that create the counterfeit goods, that fund the illegal activities. We want to make America safe. I'm not even here about immigrants. I don't even know where to go. I'm not here for immigrants. I'm here to fight crime. Los Angeles and California, you got a problem with crime. Los Angeles and California, you guys have a problem with crime. Atlanta, Georgia, you guys have a problem with crime. And it starts with the illegal immigration and cartels and drugs. Epic Gamer said the counterfeit goods are not the spawn of it. Would you argue that these storefronts are being used to launder money? And aren't you glad that finally the government is doing something to stop it? I mean, God, what do you guys want? Thank you guys for watching, man. I gotta go. It's been a blast. We hit a lot of numbers today. Great milestones in today's podcast. I want to say, everybody, thank you for watching and supporting. Don't forget, hit the super chat to support. Thank you to everybody who hit the super chat. Just like the video, double tap, and subscribe so we can have more conversations going forward. You can disagree with me all you want. You can even hit the thumbs down. I didn't even tell people that. I forgot to tell you. You can hit the thumbs down. Either one. Hey, God bless everybody in the chat. God bless America. God bless your families. God bless the president. I want you guys to have a good day. Google it. Google it. Google me, baby. Perfect Time Podcast with the blast. In and out with a dash. Top of the mid-morning from an OG perspective. Remember, I'm an old man. Thank you guys for being nice to the old man. I do appreciate it. Have a good day.